Jennifer Mowdy, the Literary Cat Company. You are amazing. It's so great to have you back on Cat Chat for all the cat lovers who wish they lived near you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for having had the brilliant courage to open a bookstore that also is a cat rescue.
Yeah.
People can find adoptable cats. You've since I first discovered you through a newspaper article, maybe the Wall Street Journal, and now you've become even more famous again in the New York Times with a gorgeous photo of Scarlet O'Hara, one of your resident cats.
hmm
What is that like for you when people who've been coming into the shop for maybe years or certainly months discover that you've become nationally famous? Are they excited?
It's crazy. We've had so many customers come in and just congratulate us on the New York Times, which is crazy to hear. I'm still giddy about it.
It's really great that people in Kansas are reading the New York Times. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for the cats who you help
Thank
find
you.
homes for, but also to make people connected to the idea of bookstores, which used to be the only place other than a public library that people could find a book. And since then, Amazon, first the big box stores, Barnes and Noble and so forth, looked like they were going to be elbowing out the small brick and mortars, but now they've also disappeared, based mostly. There's a few left, little remnants, but
Mhm.
mostly Amazon has taken it over, and there is no there. It's a giant shopping mall, which is so handy when you want a dozen pickleballs. And in my case, I don't feel guilty because who am I hurting? But in fact, it does hurt authors and independent bookstores to buy books at Amazon because
It does.
independent bookstores are the ones that give a voice and a space to those smaller, less recognized, quirky, as well as bestsellers, and let people come and discover them by sitting in your stores and being cozy in your case with a cat. So once we talk about books, you and I are going to be doing this regularly. We're going to mostly talk about ones with cats because that's the sort of the whole gist of it.
Yeah.
I urge people to go to the Literary Cat Company online. Please buy your books through Jennifer. It helps support those authors and the store and the idea that we are all connected.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Of course, it's not an anonymous thing. Here's a real life human who turns a key in the lock and has to turn the lights on and the air or the heat
And feed the cats every
and
day.
feed the cats and scoop the litter and be a place that children can also learn about books and
Yes.
loving books. So that's really cool. So the first one that I want to talk about is a book that isn't one that you and I both said, "Oh, I love that book. I already read it." It's well, yeah, Full Moon. I know about this huge Japanese bestseller. It's a
Mhm.
magical novel translated from the Japanese. What about it do you think is appealing to people who love cats? Let's just say people who love cats because it's a cafe run by talking cats, but it's very
Mhm.
magical, which seems to be a big element in Japanese literature. You carry all kinds of books, obviously, or you couldn't be in business, not just cat books. Do you have other Japanese authors who use magic or magic realism, whatever it's called?
Mhm. Yeah, all the Japanese translated books that I've read have a very big magical realism element to them. It seems to just be a very common thread with that type of book.
It's interesting to me because we only have a few authors that we know of in the Western world that, jump to mind, whether it's Isabel Allende or various other
Mhm.
people, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, but we can name them because the idea of it being so magical is alien to we very Western thinkers. I don't know, I don't claim to know, and I have not been drawn to learn more about Japanese personality or culture. It must be endemic to it. Yes, otherwise, why would these books sell millions of copies?
Exactly.
It has to be part of a kind of cultural idea
Yeah,
that
I
there's
agree.
magic. So in this case, in Full Moon, it's the Full Moon Cafe. I find it hard because I am so literal, and you're so literary, two different uses of the word, that this is a coffee shop that appears to people when they need it, when they need the magic in it.
Which is an adorable idea when
It
you think
is.
about it. I love it.
It's great. So the kind of it has cakes, coffees, teas, and the cats consult the people on their star charts. So I guess you have to be into astrology. I'm not. Are you?
I'm not, but I learned a lot about it reading this book. And I even bought some more astrology books for the store after reading the
No
book.
kidding.
Yeah,
That's
I did.
very
It made me
cool.
really interested.
That's fabulous. So that could be true for people reading full moon also. Is that if you're already into I'm a Pisces, you're a Capricorn or something,
Mhm.
it's well researched. It clearly is based on the author's own knowledge of astrology. That's great that it inspired you to carry other books. Isn't that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
was really interesting to me. And a lot of those astrology books have sold since then. People are really into
no
it right now.
kidding.
Yeah.
Your astrology books are walking off the shelf, and then
Yeah.
point to over there and say, and if you like cats, the Full Moon Cafe is full of astrological info
Yep.
symbols. So these people are lost. And what's interesting is they aren't factory workers or secretaries, what used to be called secretaries. I guess they're now called executive assistants. It's a down on its on their luck screenwriter. That's a very rare thing. Romantically stuck movie director,
Hmm.
very rarefied careers. A hopeful hairstylist, which is rather funny, because I don't know, why can't you just be a hairstylist? What about this character is hopeful? Hope that the haircuts turn out well, or hopeful that you do well as a, I don't know, are you not a hairstylist yet? They're just these wonderful kind of, I don't know, built-in mystery qualities to the people themselves. And a technologically challenged website designer, that person should change careers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you're a website designer, you better really be embracing technology. So these cat guides help them to find their way in life, but this cafe only appears to the people who need it. Now, that's a very interesting idea. That's very, I don't know, mystical, right?
Mhm.
That's
It
a
reminded me of the other book we read because no one could find that place unless they needed it. So it was very similar to that.
very similar. And in fact, it confused me, which is why I'm looking down at a cheat sheet, some notes. The Curious Kitten at the Chibanenko Kitchen, Jennifer are going to talk about in another segment. It seems that these are themes that at least the Japanese do not tire of. If they've both sold millions of copies, which they have, a lot of copies. So
Yeah.
I'm thrilled that the Literary Cat Company has not only Full Moon Cafe on the shelf, but is also going to have astrology books.
Mhm.
So those of you interested, do you have a website with titles on it, or should people the store? The website has titles.
Yes, you can go to the literarycatco.com and you can see all of our titles, both that we
Right.
have on the shelves and titles that we don't have on the shelves but are available to order for you.
That is perfect. So that's a really good way for people to browse. And you can browse what it is that Jennifer has chosen, as well as things that you might have heard about the show.
Yep.
Either way, it's really good that you two, that people join us in the conversation about cats and literature. And of course, anybody looking for a new kitty for their life, just get over to the Literary Cat Co. and you will maybe meet your future housemate, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Take care. Thank you, Jennifer, for having these books, for reading them and helping people find them. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Tracy.
Take care. See you soon.